All right, guys, today we have a very fun story to talk about coming out of the LEC. This is one that I'm super excited for. Obviously, as you can see on the screen, Alphari set to join Movistar KOI as an assistant coach in 2026. Very, very cool. This story coming from Wulu, Alejandro, and Eros. This is a player that obviously both LEC and North American fans are familiar with, a guy who was one of my favorite players to watch. So this is a very, very cool thing to see, a guy who we haven't really heard much of, at least I haven't, I don't know, over the past couple of years. But obviously the story we have here is the fact that Alphari is back in the LEC. While he had not appeared publicly on the competitive League of Legends scene since 2022, Alphari will be making his return to the LEC. The former British top laner who has played in both the LEC and the LCS will become an assistant coach on Movistar KOI. However, this will not be his first coaching experience. He will join the staff. He'll join the staff led by Melzet after a respectable but incomplete run at Worlds this year. Movistar KOI is strengthening by adding the expertise of a former player to its coaching staff. Movistar KOI won't be Alphari's first experience at coaching the LEC. Last year, he worked with G2 as a positional coach and helped Broken Blade step up in his laning phase. During his career as a player, Alphari spent many years in the EU LCS with Misfits and in the LEC with Origin. He also experienced the LCS with Team Liquid, where he won the 2021 lock-in tournament. He would return to Europe for one last year for a failed project with Team Vitality. After a 3-year break from the competitive scene, he returns to assist Movistar KOI as he begins his coaching career. While Movistar KOI, while the team will remain the same for the year 2026, changes are expected in the coaching staff. As Zeph, his contract is expiring, a new member was expected to work alongside Melzet. The Spanish team considered several profiles before selecting Alphari. Among these options, there are notably names like Gax, who has held the same role at Fnatic for 2 years, Independent, and Machuki. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but that's a cool name. Were also considered, as well as Odawamna, former top laner and Alphari's opponent in the LEC, who held the position of assistant coach at Los Ratones this year. So kind of cool, you know, some competition that Alphari was able to beat out for this assistant coaching job with Movistar KOI. It is therefore Alphari who will finally take on this role and gain his first experience in the organization that won the spring split in the LEC in 2025. A few other changes are expected on the KOI side during this offseason. The team wants to trust its players for the future and even indicated that it has started discussions to extend contracts of some of the players. So very, very cool story. Like I said, Alphari was a guy who was a ton of fun to watch. I know he had maybe some drama and crazy parts in his career and all that stuff, but a guy who was very, very fun to watch, a guy who's very, very talented, obviously knows the game insanely well, and I'm really hoping he'll be able to, you know, help the LEC level up a little bit more. Hopefully he'll be able to help out Movistar KOI in a big way. But either way, I thought this was a cool story that, yeah, Alphari is back in the LEC, and that's something that I, wasn't necessarily expecting, but it's something that I'd love to see. So, cool story. Pretty much it was this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you the next one. Until then, peace.